Cameron, just for here, going back to a new regular show review. And if y'all missed the last one, go and check it out. And we are back with the next 2 episodes of season 4 of regular show, and we start with another good one. And yeah, it starts with Mordecai telling this joke, and Eileen talking about this meteor shower that is going to be happening, and showing all these different texts that she texted them about the meteor shower. And yeah, Margaret is of course saying of how, telling Mordecai, you're not too scared, are you? And of course he's like, why would I be scared? And then Rigby has to mention the question of how, she kissed him, remember, back at the airport? And yeah, he's saying, no, that does not count. You have to kiss her. Like, of course he has to cause a problem. Like, making Mordecai desperate to try to kiss Margaret at this meteor shower. Even though they did get a kiss, he says that doesn't count. If she did it to him, he's got to do it to her. And yeah, just doing this funny thing with his hands, which gets punched for it. And yeah, they're doing this funny song like thing that they're doing. And yeah, making it to this, instead of Lookout, they crossed it with Makeout Mountain, which is pretty funny. And has a cool view as well, which they're all sitting together. And of course, Mordecai is like, oh man, I'm not going to be able to kiss Margaret while Eileen and Rigby are sitting next to us. And having to take Rigby and tell him to go and sit somewhere else. Because, it would be kind of awkward to kind of have your friend and another girl, sitting next to you and the girl that you're really wanting to kiss, right? Like, I know that could be awkward. And them having a conversation, and it's pretty serious, like, conversation. Like, she's not knowing what she's gonna do with her life when it comes to different colleges that she's trying to attend. And they have a soda as well, and it sprays on her, which Rigby is just focusing on Mordecai, of course, and having to go down the mountain, and thinking that they're in the friend zone. Keeps mentioning Mordecai and Margaret in the friend zone, like he'll never get that kiss from her. And her getting cold, and he's just like, oh man, when am I ever gonna get the courage to kiss her? And he's like, man, when is it? She actually tells Mordecai there's one thing that she's gonna hate when she leaves though, and she's actually gonna really miss Mordecai. And the meteor shower happens, and Rigby can't take it anymore, and he's just screaming at Mordecai, come on, just kiss her already. And everybody else as well, they're like looking back at Margaret and Mordecai and also cheering as well, which then they get brought into the air, and we see this giant meteor that's trapped Margaret and Mordecai in this friend box glass container, and see all these other ones that they got friend zoned, and showing past episodes on different moments that they had perfect time to kiss, but Mordecai just backed out of it, which he's gonna do it this time. And she's wondering where they are, and they get a kiss, like, properly. And Rigby's face, like, I knew it. I knew you would be able to do it. And when Eileen comes down and saying, did y'all see it as well? And when they're walking back, they end up holding hands when they're walking back. A really good episode, I would say. And we are with the next episode. Go to the next episode, and it's another good one. And it starts with Margaret wondering if Mordecai would want to come to this family cookout that her family is doing. And when they talk about Margaret's dad, which he's this Channel 6 guy that is in a helicopter. And yeah, Eileen says that he can be a pretty aggressive guy. But yeah, Margaret saying that when you get to know him, he's a good guy. And yeah, Mordecai is desperate to get a handshake with Margaret's dad because again, when they actually start dating, Mordecai is like, if when they actually start dating Margaret and Mordecai, that he's gonna need her dad to like him, right? In order for him to even allow Margaret to date some guy like Mordecai. And yeah, we see the family, which they all are different, are pretty much just like um Margaret, right? And we see Margaret's mom and gets introduced to the cousins and nephews and nieces and again and uncles and grandpas and all of them. And yeah, we see her dad, and of course he brings out his hand, and they keep mentioning Mordecai in the diaper. It's like Margaret told her whole family that the time when Mordecai was in a diaper for losing a bet. Remember that? And even watching Mordecai as well. And trying to do different things to get him to do a handshake with Mordecai. But yeah, he's just not doing so. That we just see him just doing different things, and yeah, it's just not working well. Even saving this guy's life, just not even helping either. And yeah, being brought these swim trunks, which yeah, he's like, and then he's like, oh, I see, you're not like man enough. Just being like that, and yeah, he comes out and he looks ridiculous in those. It makes this kid cry. This guy start choking again, and of course they had to detail his butt cheeks as well. Of course they had to do that. And yeah, of course he's still not giving him a handshake. He tells him to put that down. And yeah, one of the kids tells Mordecai there's only one way to get a handshake from him, and that's to challenge him at a cannonball contest. And whoever beats him at the contest is able to get he handshakes. So yeah, he challenges him to a cannonball contest. And yeah, they do some cannonballs, which is pretty similar, and he goes inside and jumps out to get a cannonball, and then onto the diving board, which yeah, sprays Mordecai and goes higher on the diving board. And he even gets this diving board that extends from the roof, or part of the roof of the house, which goes in, and then onto this tree house, which cannonballs. And then yeah, he calls in his helicopter, his Channel 6 helicopter, and of course he's wanting to teach Mordecai a lesson, or put him in his place. Like, what is this guy's deal, right, with Mordecai? I want to know. And yeah, they go so high that you can't even see the pole anymore. Yeah, if they fall, that's instant death. And if they miss, yeah, they're going to end up dead. And yeah, Mordecai is like, what is your deal? And yeah, of course he's being a typical father with his daughter. Like, I can't afford to lose my daughter. Being a typical dad, not wanting to lose their daughter, and him just not being appreciated on any other guys before Mordecai came. And yeah, Mordecai saying, of course, he'll always love her dad, no matter what. And yeah, when saying that they can bring him back to the ground, yeah, they end up stuck. Which, yeah, then Mordecai gets a parachute to save Margaret's dad, and he's like, what are you doing? After I treated you so badly. And yeah, the parachute ends up going away, but he's like, well, it was since, they're falling to their deaths, it seems. If they don't land in that pole right, they're going to end up dying. And yeah, he ends up saying that it was real nice to meet Mordecai, and they end up getting the handshake after all, and this big splash that pretty much splashes almost the whole neighborhood, just about. And yeah, they end up in the hospital, and they're wondering if they're going to be okay, and the doctor said if it wasn't for that handshake, that they would have been dead. But they would be able to get them separated in a few weeks. And yeah, Rigby comes in saying that was so amazing that he wants to get into Cannonball also. And Margaret's dad is like, do you know this guy? And of course Mordecai is like, nope. To Rigby. But yeah, really good episodes here. Like to know what y'all think? Go to the next one.